So as these are rotating clockwise, when they actually join together, they cancel. So when one hits the other, and this is when you're gripping the club. You see how now if I affect this one here, see how it makes it go in the same direction? So that's the canceling effect of rotation, that the input is both in the same direction, but when they're joined, they actually change direction. So if this one is still turning clockwise, that one is turning counterclockwise. Right, I'm making quite a few little shorts here that we can put all together. So one of the things that Tom and I experimented with when we first met Martin is what direction is he swinging? So he basically said it was one thing in one direction. And so as you can see, my arms are working in one direction. And from my perspective, and that's the whole deal, this camera is on caddy view. So it's basically a mirror image of me. What I'm saying is clockwise to the camera looks counterclockwise because of its perspective. So now here's the confusing part. This is what Tom and I were struggling with. When the forearm is going around in a circle and it's going clockwise, so that's a clockwise direction from my perspective. But once it comes up, it now appears to be going counterclockwise because it's got risen above the elbow joint. Clockwise, 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 now looking to be counterclockwise. It never changed. And so you can see the illusion and why people get confused. Why do people get confused this way when we know it's got to go that way? Well, the better I drill this arm out, and I do the same thing with this rises in the shoulder socket, lands on top of the pec, and gives me all sorts of room. So same direction, same counterclockwise, same clockwise direction, but because it's on the other side of my body, now it seats in the joint. It's not rising, it's seating. Why? It's on the other side of my body. So now it's all about leverage and pressure. So if I was to just put both hands in this direction, I wouldn't create any leverage. But the minute I go against it, I've got all sorts of leverage. So it's this sheer force. And, you know, I've got my sidewinder, which is basically sheer force, one against the other. And so, again, if this was traveling in a clockwise direction, once it gets up here, it appears to be counterclockwise. I had my sidewinder, but basically, we're wringing the towel. So when this hand is working this way, and this hand is working that way, it's wringing. So what's happening in the humerus bones, and this is the point. You're going to say, well, wait a minute, what are the hands really doing? I'm describing what's happening in a throwing motion, okay? But it's really what's happening in the humerus bones. So when they work around in a circle, and they're working like this, and this one continues to go this way, and this one goes that way, basically it's a throw. And you see how I cross over? So the humerus bones kept going in the same direction, but the forearms will reverse themselves, just like I showed you in those wheels, because they're connected at the grip. So this whole wringing effect is still this, which throws this on top of the pec, and it gets me a beautiful path to send this into towards that armpit. So that's really what's happening with this, and how one rotational effect cancels the other. And then the other day, one of the sites was talking about, oh, the pros are throwing their arms out. Well, that's what they're picking up, but that's not the whole story. The hands may be traveling out, but they're working in. So whatever goes out with centrifugal force has to be balanced with centripetal force. So you're really working to be in, and the force is sent out. And then years ago, Tom did one of these. Basically, it's this, and it repeats here. And this hand here is this. There you go. There's my hand going this way, and then it's going that way. So really, you're seeking, in my vector system, you're seeking that midline or apex so that you can work this way. So this is affecting to be here through rotation, and then I made, some time ago, I made the cancellation of rotation video. So basically, if this is affecting you here, I'm going to cancel a lot of it by just going there. So this is another cancellation of rotation. So as this hand and arm are affecting to work onto the left side of me, well then I'm turning to cancel that. That squares the face as well. So there's many ways of squaring the face. And so now I'll maybe do some slow-mos or whatever so you can see what I'm talking about.